Hi, I'm Ginger. Welcome to Designed for Success. Hello. This is a very short business energetic forecast of this week. What we all are experiencing right now energetically, cosmically, the transits, the gates that affect your human design chart and your business, especially when it comes to money, finances, relationships, and communication, and how it affects your brand, your positioning, your overall energy. And I just had a call and conversations today with so many emotional authorities, and they were so thankful that I shared the cosmic weather that's going on, because then you know how to use that energy in alignment and navigate that energy from a very grounded, observant, and non-reactive state. And I just shared this with an emotional 5-1 manifesting generator. And to this morning, I was talking to a 2-4 emotional authority. And especially you emotional authorities, you might feel a lot. And instead of spiraling out and thinking something is wrong with you, this will help you to understand what's going on. I also shared with her some journaling questions, what to reflect on now post-eclipse. And as we're moving into this big full moon at the end of the week, Saturday, Sunday, and Venus is going direct on Sunday, this is a big week. And it's building up day by day by day. And so these journal questions will help you really identify, especially important if you're an undefined ego, what you truly want, what you value most, in which new direction you want to go, what you now are ready to let go of. And especially in business, where I see that with so many of my clients, that they hold on to a lot of things, that is the low frequency of the spleen, offers, clients, price levels, rates, the way to communicate, messaging, a certain reputation and image, because they are known for that and that's their expertise, but it's not their genius. Hi, Olga. It was so good to talk to you today. I'm sharing the energy update, kind of what I shared a little bit on our call today. And it is this week a week of closure, of closing not just the eclipse, not just the retrogrades, but a 6-month cycle that started 6 months ago, which was end of October, which also was eclipse season. So then something got shown to you, what doesn't feel aligned anymore. And that was an idea, an aha, a moment that came up when it came to your relationship, to your values, to money, finances, how you want to make money, how you want to communicate and express yourself. So that Mercury just went direct, and we still have those, whenever planets go either into going retrograde or coming out of the retrograde, there's more energy in the field, more neutrally field, and we feel that even more heightened. And so the clarity is there, but how do you want to move forward, moving from there? And this is where we want to be very mindful how the not self patterns holding us actually back from integrating and really taking action and changing things that our mind has awareness of. But then there's the pattern, and this is where the mechanics of the chart is so important to understand what needs to shift, what needs to align. So these journal questions I just shared with her. She was so happy to have them, to journal on it. Especially as undefined head and third eye, you want to journal a lot to get that clarity. And if you want those questions too, then just send me a DM. There's no automation, money chat, or whatever. I just copy paste and send them to you. Okay. But they're so helpful and so valuable, especially for an undefined ego, to really radically own what you want and actually identify what you want, because you amplify the wants and desires of others. And when you see other coaches wanting that business, having that business, wanting money, then you maybe think that this is what you want to, and then you focus everything on that. But usually, if you're watching this, you have a bigger calling. You are here for purpose, not just the money. And then this retrograde maybe made you realize that you have a different message to share that is more meaningful and not just about the money. And the money will come afterwards. So these journal questions are super helpful, and I'm happy to share them with you. Really, totally honest. There's no funnel, nothing. I don't want to sell you anything. These questions are just here for you. If you want them, just DM me and say, "Hi, Ginger. I would love to have the journal questions." And I say, "Okay, here they are. Copy paste done." Okay. So what you want to be really aware of, let me know in the comments. Have you been feeling all over the place, overwhelmed, like feeling like this massive shift of energy suddenly coming up? Things have been shaken up a little bit, or communications have been unexpectedly emotional. You feel emotional. I woke up with a strange anxiety in my body today. And I was like, okay, this is not me. This is a collective. I'm an undefined emotional. So I feel and amplify what others are feeling. So I went out into nature, and the highest priority right now, especially for me after this big identity shift, transformation, the surgery, etc., is about my energy. And so I grounded and I feel calm, and I can see and observe and can get back into passenger seat, and I'm not reactive. And this is the discipline. This is the mastery of the mechanics. My client just said to me, you know what, how you explained what's going on to me in relation to my chart, how that affects me with the guild motivation, the fifth line energy, the first line energy, being an emotional authority. Nobody has explained that and translated that to me in relation to my business, how I navigate this, how I structure my day, how I work with people, because she felt so much pressure to get on the call, but she was in an emotional wave. And this is for me a non-negotiable, that even though the plan is this, but an emotional authority goes through a wave, or even, a mental projector suddenly has a lot of exhaustion. Like, this is why human design is here, to help us navigate and gear our business in alignment, and not from pressure, or in her case, undefined or open ego, people pleasing, or wanting to please someone. Fifth line, meeting the expectation. We are a driven woman. We have high expectations about ourselves, our business, our mission, our driven, our purpose, but that can hijack our alignment. So we rescheduled our intentional call to work on an amazing live event for purpose-driven women in Amsterdam, and really looked into what's going on with her. And that inspired me to go live and share this energy update with you, because I always know a lot of you need to hear that. And my gift is really this, taking the information and making it that it makes sense to you in your business, that you can really work with this on a very practical, mechanical, strategic level. And she said she's a 5/1, so she studied a lot, she knows a lot, but this is usually the missing piece. And I wanted to share this with you too. So as I said, the journal questions that I gave her, you can have them, just DM me, because now you really want this week to observe what comes up. Maybe some guilt, some shame, some fear, some hesitation, to fully really bring that out. What you now know is more aligned. And the reason why that comes up is, I had a client, she's a projector and she has power view, is because parts of the chart getting so activated. So her power view shows her where her power is in the moments where she feels most powerless. This is the week where you get shown how much you got initiated into your higher level of authentic self and self-expression, actually who you really are. And when I talk about Venus going direct and Mercury just turned direct, then it is about now having a more awareness and remembering and certainty in who you are, what you want, and how you want to express that in your self-expression, how you show up, what you talk about, what your brand will be about. So the question is, what do you want to be known for? what is it that you want to share that feels more aligned? And most importantly, this relation part, this relational, how do you now relate to yourself, to others, to your business, to how you make money? How do you want to receive money? What does wealth feel to you? Wealth is not just money. Wealth is that feeling of being wealthy, is really this embodiment of it. And there's the biggest challenge that I see right now is really finding that spark. A lot of clients tell me, I want to feel that fire and spark again. It got maybe activated, but usually it is activated in a very specific part in your business where you'd relate most to, which is the most aligned in your human design chart when I look at it. It's usually when you're doing, in-person sessions, one-on-one sessions, but not in a context that the industry tells us you have to run your business with courses and master classes and teachings. And depending which profile you are and which definition is in your chart, there's a specific way that you are designed to work with clients in the most successful, easeful, fun way. And this retrograde showed you that. And what now you want to be mindful of is that you let go of all the other parts. And here's the challenge where Venus is really about that the money and the abundance comes when you communicate and own and live and express only that. And your business is the vessel for it. Your most authentic self and your relationships that you pull in from that matter, from the energy that is behind. This week will be shown where you want to let go, and your spleen. This is the spleen. The spleen as I see currently with the ego. That's the channel of entrepreneurship, the connection. We have 51 currently active. That is the initiation through shock. It's not provocation, but it's more the shocking element of the ego when you shockingly take radical responsibility for your actions and radical ownership over who you are and own your genius and your vision and what you're meant to do. And you want and that you're meant to lead at a higher level. This is the time where you need to let go of everything that pulled you down. 6 lines, those offers are usually the offers that pull you off the roof. Again, into a 3rd line experience that you don't want anymore. And also you don't want to be known as a teacher anymore. Like this whole, I said that yesterday to a client is, do you still want to be known as the one who really is the amazing person who teaches about a certain modality? Or is it the one who really trailblazes this industry with a whole new approach and principle and philosophy of embodied knowledge? This is what we all need now. We don't need more information. I want to see you sharing real stories post this eclipse, no matter which design you are. I know the 5th lines have the biggest challenge doing that. No more teaching, just lessons and sharing shareable quotes as your lessons from the eclipse. I want real raw stories. And this is the stretch to really show up, not just vulnerably, transparency. Transparency, because emotions and vulnerability is just normal thing. If you haven't seen my live from Sunday, that biggest activation, the breakthroughs I had, my personal share, I was crying on that live stream because I was so fired up, so passionate, so emotional. And I want to normalize that and role model that to you. So this week, the splenic patterns about what you're holding on to, especially if you have an undefined head, you have this pattern of seeking certainty for now, that clarity about the concept that will put everything together. And this is not how you're designed to operate. Your authority is guiding you into that clarity. And the clarity comes by you living and creating. There's so much depth about the chart that I can go into. But for you, it's important to really look at what needs to go. What do you need to let go of? And that can be an entire part of the business. That can be an entire reputation. That can be really an image that you have built, but it's not aligned anymore. And I want to say that when I look at my own experience from where I started. I only wanted to speak, but this is what I just shared. Like when the thing that I love doing most in my business is speaking. Now that is not just on stage, but this is, by the way, this is activating on a call. This is in live events. This is being in the moment, pulling that out and dancing with my second line natural, with the human design system, with whatever, vision I have, and creating that. And then the strategy to strategize that and create successful brands and businesses through it. But it is not teaching concepts anymore. So I had to let go of an entire business stream that was built on fifth line principles where I did that. And now I can have more space and creativity. And from that thing that you're most lit up, satisfied, feeling really activated and at peace, where you feel most successful and recognized, that part got shown to you so clearly the last weeks. And this week, this part, when you only focus on this part in your business, whatever it is, and we want to create a new business structure, a new brand positioning, new messaging based on that. And you got to let go of everything else. I'm going to tell you, that's the thing that you will finally feel recognized for. That's the thing that will make you the most money, and that will really get you the breakthrough that you try to work so hard for through all the other business offers, modalities, etc. I wanted so desperately being recognized and seen for what I now fully embody through offers that did not show that part, because those offers were created from teaching strategically. And I was actually feeling bitter when I just got invited and hired for that strategic mental definition that I have. And I'm really good at it. But this, what now comes through, is the real magic, like my friend said today. And this is what catapults the money forward, when this activation into what you want, who you truly are, unapologetically owning that, taking up more space, being more confident, like giving zero fucks, and stop comparing yourself and stop feeling not good enough and stop people pleasing, really making it about you, your mission, your driven purpose, and the money and everything else will be built after that, secondary. The moment I did that, everything shifted. And yesterday, there's certain parts of your human design where your biggest blocks are, because it's your biggest gifts. And the things that we fear most and hold back most and dim down and tone down most is the thing that gives you the breakthrough. And this is the thing that you're here to role model and bring to the world. For me, it was my confidence, my ownership over my genius, my ego to do it my way. And here I am, fully owning that. And that is Venus and Mercury expressing that without needing to be seen, but fully willing to let go of everything else. And that's the safety that I have in my spleen that I want to share with you, that you will find the security, safety, not in the concept, but in this 100% knowing about you and you, what your genius and what that biggest gift is, and what is holding it back, and how to bring that into your brand and your business. That's the next step afterwards. For now, I want you to know that whatever comes up, the projections that you receive, the fears that come up, the discomfort that comes up, is just a sign of your power and that you're ready. Look at it, how much energy and motivation you have. Look at how inspired you are. Look at, maybe you feel overwhelmed. I see infinite possibilities of abundance of creation. The abundance of creation is already there, and the universe always shows you what you're capable of. So you got this. You're amazing. You're so highly gifted and outstanding and ready for that, to show it. And now it's about stepping into that leadership and taking aligned actions. Even if it's scary, even if it freaks you out, it's a sign of your power. And the clarity, if you want them, what that means for your business, for your brand, for your positioning, is what my client said. She said, yeah, you know what? I know where I want to go. and I'm here, but I'm missing that part, how to communicate that. I know who I want to attract. I know how I'm working amazingly with these top level clients, but I'm missing that part. And I say, I see that gap and I know how to close it. Let's do this. And so we're sitting down, we're booking a session, and within just one session, we're going to map out her new way to communicate that. It's not a big pivot, it's a refinement, but this refinement is so aligned with the chart that you communicate finally and have the words to put it into words, the magic that you do in your one-on-one. And then the right clients come. Then you're in alignment with your chart. Then you don't fear that, you have to offer stuff to the audience that is not aligned. You can book such a session with me too. Just that message me. I have the journaling questions for the full moon for you. Just send me a DM. No automation, nothing. I send them to you. Just copy paste quickly, just like I shared with my client. And then I wish you a magnetic, expansive week. Remember, you are valuable. You have fucking nothing to prove. You're incredible. And the world needs you in your power. So dimming down, toning it down, and waiting for anything is not a move anymore. Make that move. Get out there, and I'm here if you desire the support, the clarity, then we can do that. Okay? I'm gonna talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Design for Success. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please take a moment and share this episode with someone you think needs to hear this today. It truly means the world to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you are first to know once the next episode airs. And I would love to hear from you. Please DM me on Instagram and share with me what was the biggest takeaway from today's episode and what action are you going to take. Until next time, remember that you are designed for success.